Hey guys, this is my first VOD review that I will be uploading to YouTube. I plan to do more VOD reviews in the future, so stay tuned for those. Today, I'll be reviewing Ghost Issa's games from the Week 5 World Cup Qualifiers. I chose Issa for a few reasons. First off, he's one of the only controller players that's qualified for the World Cup so far, and I want to see how his playstyle might be different from other controller players and from keyboard and mouse players. Secondly, Issa banned me while he was watching me during the Winter Royale when I was using the sword. So, I haven't really had much of a chance to watch him and study his gameplay. So this will be like my first time seeing Ghost Issa play Fortnite. So, I'm super excited to see his playstyle, see how it's different from other controller players and keyboard and mouse players. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, the first thing that I noticed, just before I've even started looking at any of the VODs, played 10 games, won one of the games. His average placement was 44.8, which is actually pretty high when you compare that to like Mr. Savage M with 30.8, Smeef 37.4, this guy had 24.1, Lechi, another controller player, 32.3. He had, I think, the highest average placement out of any of the people that qualified this past weekend. So he probably had a couple games that just went really rough off the spawn, but we'll see. Let's jump into it. Game 1, 1 kill, 69th place. Oh yeah, he had a really rough first two games. We'll check out game 1 just to see like what his plan is first game, because usually people will play like their first game a little bit more aggressive. So let's see what his strategy was here. Hopefully the HUD size doesn't bother any of you. I like to have it somewhat bigger so you can see more clearly like what weapons he has, what ammo he has, how many mats he has. So let's see where he decides to land game 1. It looks like he's headed shifty. Put this on a gameplay. I'm actually going to grab my controller here. I don't really know how to like control the VOD review thing with keyboard and mouse, so I like to use the controller. So he landed shifty. Fast forward a bit. Finds a slurp. I'm going to turn on nameplates and damage effects. Okay. Doesn't have a ton of mats. Nice. Nice. The guy just kind of opened himself up to a lot of shots for Issa to take with the tack shotty. Where Issa could just take a shot, go back behind the tree. Take a shot, build a wall. Pretty easy. Pretty easy first kill of the game. Now it looks like he has shifty all to himself too. So, I don't want this video to be too long, so we'll just jump ahead. We'll see what his mats are coming out of shifty, assuming he leaves shifty. Yeah, so he left shifty. Now he's coming up to this lift where the baller spawn is, just west of shifty. He's got tack shotty, P90, AR, grenade launcher, one big pot. He's full health. Definitely more of an aggressive loadout here. Not carrying any mobility, only carrying one heal. Definitely, that's kind of the strategy I see a lot of people go with. Their first game is more of an aggressive loadout, rather than towards the end of their games, you'll see them carry like 2 heals, mobility, and like 1 or 2 weapons. Does a good job of sneaking up on him there, getting a bunch of damage off before the guy even realizes that Issa's there. Gets boogied. Good job of repositioning while boogied to not give the guy any free tags. He's got plenty of mats, and he could just use the lift to land up on high ground instead of having to build up. That's maybe what I would have looked to do. He got boogied again. This guy's insane with his boogies. That's so unfortunate, actually. That is so unfortunate. Dang. That guy got so lucky. Oh, alright. That's how game 1 went. Goes Issa. Alright. Game 3. He really had a rough ending too. Dang, his middle of the road was insane. We'll check out. This is game 3. Land shifty again. So I think I went a little bit too far ahead. Yeah, he already had a kill there. Alright, here we go. Here he is flying in. Go to gameplay. Pause. Turn on nameplates, damage effects. Alright, cool. Nice. Just knowing his drop spot, knows where he can get a quick gun. That's one thing that's like really important no matter where you land. Know like what the best spots to land at are for getting loot. Where like you can possibly like get a quick gun and catch someone that's like still gliding in. Or someone that will land and you know, okay, since they landed here, they aren't going to have a gun yet. So that was just a really good job of Issa having good awareness of like where to land at his drop spot. Pretty solid loadout already with the drum gun, blue SMG. Got 50 shield, got minis. I think he got a launch pad out of there. Yeah, he did. He knows. Right now he's reading that there's a guy to the left and there's a guy still in the houses. He's just looking at third party this. Playing it slow, not running up yet. He doesn't have an AR or a sniper, so he can't be taking like shots from behind. Now that they're both like kind of caught up in the house, he can just go back the way the other guy pushed through. He might have even seen that this guy got the kill. Nice. So like here's why this was such a good push. People don't usually expect this guy that built this like platform going over to push the guy that was in this house. I'm just gonna call this guy Zero because like the end of his name looks like it would be pronounced Zero. I don't know. Zero built over to this house, got the kill, and was going back up on the roof. And you never expect, typically you don't expect someone to go over the builds that you had just built. So he was thinking like and Issa did a good job of crouch walking to where he couldn't be heard, to where Issa just followed this guy's builds, caught him unexpected, and got his solid flint knock off. Uses dynamites just to force him to move. Now that he has to move, Issa's able to look for tags. Nice. Throws dynamite behind. Nice. Runs the guy out of mats. Takes a bloom fight. Easy. I wonder what Issa's ping is, because if Issa had lower ping, he could have just gone up and wall replaced. But he'll probably go back, use one of the natural campfires and Shifty. Shifty has like really good mats for everything but brick. You can't really get that much brick out of Shifty. But really good metal, really good wood. Yep, using a campfire here, saving the one in his inventory. Picks up glider redeploy. I'm going to try and pay attention to his loadout. Nice, found max stack of minis now. Still pretty aggressive loadout because he only got 1 point his game 1. So he can play this one basically as though it was his first game as well. Oh, we're going to go back. Nice, gets a couple tags. Pushes from a high ground position. Used a little bit more mats than he needed to there, but it's fine. Just keeps pressure on him so he can't get too many heals off. Now, this is where like I normally, or like I've seen a lot of pros opt to building a ramp over here. That's like starting at the bottom and going away. So you can stand on the ramp and be pickaxing this wall, this back wall, or like any of these side walls. But it looks like Issa is just looking to keep pressure with his drum gun and AR from above. See, and here's why. Hold on. Shoot, I was drinking Mountain Dew. So, Here's why it's nice to build that ramp and be standing there pickaxing the wall or like spraying the wall, whatever. Let me go back real quick. Issa got impatient here. And he just jumped down to low ground and started spraying the wall. And the guy edits out. And before, I mean, Issa even had really fast reactions to the guy editing out the top. But he was still, like, got floored above him. And so now he's on low ground. Now the other guy has the advantage in this fight. Whereas if he's standing there with that backwards ramp, the second he sees the guy start to edit up, he can, like, place a wall right there and block him off. And jump and put a floor. So it's a lot easier to not get stuck on the low ground by doing that strat. So now Issa's on the low ground. He doesn't, like, he has 55 builds, which is a good amount, but it's not an insane amount by any means. Now Issa's the one that has to play, like, smart out of the defensive position. Looks like you just stand here for a while. And that guy just shadow bombs over the slipstream. Oh my. Jesus. Nice, I like this. Knows he has this guy super weak. Oh. Chops him down. Oh, he reconnected. Once again, Issa's down on the low ground. Maybe it would have been nice for him to, instead of just like flint knocking, just like towards the builds, to just start ramping up the second he landed. Issa does a good job of chopping him down again, though. Now he's just turning it into a playground fight. Does a good job of, like, if he, like, knows that the guy's above him, he'll make another box and just read the situation from, like, a protected spot to where, like, third partiers couldn't tag him. Instead of just, like, standing down on the low ground and looking up at him, he boxes up and then looks up to see what the guy above him's doing. Drops down. One thing that's also, like, pretty useful is to just start pickaxing walls. It'll usually bait the guy above you to drop down to your level. You just have to be careful that they don't have an angle that can one pump you or anything. Well, I guess one pumps aren't in the game anymore, but baits him down a little bit. Goes back up for high. Nice. Oh, man. Jeez, I can't believe this guy didn't kill him. He hit Issa so hard right there, and then just, like, didn't shoot again. So, like, first thing that I've noticed, Issa loves forcing, like, build battles. That's probably where he feels, like, most confident. Now he's got flint knock, drum gun, AR. Basically same loadout he had going into it. He's got basically the same amount of mats he had going into that. Finds another launch pad in a vending. Now he's got 2 launch pads now. Let's look at zone. He has a super far rotate here. The lift isn't too far though. The lift right next to Salty will almost get him there. That sucks. I think Issa saw him, though. I think Issa was just hoping that he was going to miss. I don't know. Right here, you have to assume that he sees this guy. Yeah. Probably would have been best off building a wall or two. Unlucky, though. Getting hit by heavy snipes sucks. So his first 3 games weren't fantastic. He has 4 points after 3 games. Use match history. Game 4 is where he really started to pop off. 8 kills, 7th place. Go Shifty again. Really busy Shifty this game. We turn on damage effects. Okay. Let's see if these 10 mushrooms save his life. There's an AR just to his left. Nice. I think he just saw him that he's still there. Yeah. Oh no. He doesn't have the mats to like ramp towards this guy. So he's trying to wait for the other guy to become impatient and like leave himself exposed to go for a bow. He doesn't know how much health this guy has. Other guy starts ramming above, floors himself off. Gets the bow ready. Good luck. Really low on mats here. He's gonna have to turn to play. Nice. Nice. Really good job of playing out of the box there.
You guys know how Banks did it? Macro? Dude, that's nuts.
He doesn't get any more kills out of Shifty here. Just farming up. He's got a pretty nice loadout again, except for heals. He's got TAC, SMG, AR. Double mobility. I'm curious to see where he's going to rotate out of Shifty, since most of it was already looted, like houses were looted. Jeez, he beams, man. So he decides to rotate up towards Battle Bus. It's already looted. He sees the guy that looted it. Nice. Deals 100 damage. Constantly applying pressure as he's building up to keep the guy from getting too many heals off. Nice. Good job of predicting when the guy's going to be shooting at him. Ducking behind cover. Another build fight that Issa gets into. He decides to just give up on it, though. He heard someone gliding in, I think, and decided to back off. This is risky to farm this tree. Oof. Shifty's so close to the slipstream that it's super nice. Usually really easy rotates out of there. He's good on everything but brick. Let's see where he goes to get his brick at. This shed, I like this a lot. This is super safe brick to farm. Nobody ever farms the shed. This is like my favorite shed in the game. He didn't mine out too much of it though. Now he's headed up to modern. Let's see where he's at zone-wise. Decently close to middle of zone. He could have, but like, ideally you want to base up next to event. Or the slipstream. Decent on mats. Still has no heals though. He's got to play this kind of safe. He's actually about to get a kill here. So this is what he's doing right now is a strategy that like a lot of good players will use, to where they'll base up somewhere like middle of zone, and if someone's based up pretty close to them, they'll slowly start taking their walls and slowly building, like taking over more and more of their stuff until they have them pinched in like a 1-by-1 like this. I don't think Issa has low enough ping to steal it, though. So he's trying to bait this guy into making a window edit. Pickaxe, shotgun. Pickaxe, shotgun. Eventually this guy's gonna get tired of wasting all of his metal. Oh, Issa got a wall there. Nice. Another good thing if you don't have super low ping is to keep alternating walls like this. You're in a super safe spot where it's hard for them to do damage to you. And eventually you'll likely be able to steal a wall. Once again though, I don't know what Issa's ping is. Got a launch pad out of that. Now he's full health. Uses some of the mats to build like a bit of a tunnel towards next zone. He's actually tunneling over to the vent, which is really smart. Not closing off his backside though. Nice. And easy rotate. Let's see where he decides to base up here. He could have based up back by that vent and had another pretty easy rotate with it. He decides to go like decently far into this zone. He has a launch pad glider. I mean, he's got so much mobility. And he's good on mats. He just has no extra heals, which is kind of unfortunate. Base is up pretty close to other people. Zone's not too far. Let's see if he early rotates or late rotates. Still just keeping an eye on all the people around him. Oof. Someone just got beamed out of the sky. Bunch of loot on the ground. Nice. Found a free launch pad to use. Since there's no vehicles in this tournament, like normally, like everyone around him would have just gotten in their ball and rotated, and he wouldn't have had anything to get to the next zone. But since there's no ballers, he's able to use somebody else's launch pad, since the other person was like kind of forced into using that launch pad. Once again, gets decently far towards the inside of this zone, which is usually good. So there's benefits to both. There's a benefit to being on the edge of the zone, because if you get there early, you can stormhold everyone coming in. And once the zone finishes, you aren't getting pressured by anyone out here. Whereas if you base up in here, you can still kind of stormhold. But once the zone collapses, you have everyone around you that has like a potential line of sight on you. So, but then again, also basing up like closer towards the inside of this zone will get you closer. Like if you're based up over here and the next zone goes back here, you have a super far rotate. Whereas if you're towards the middle here, you have a better chance of like being a lot closer to the next zone. So it's a trade-off. Good tactic to do is to play it really quiet until you see somebody getting heavily focused by stinks, AR spray, whatever, and then joining in and hoping that you get the last tag on them to kill them. So I think that guy just died to stinks. See, like right here, zone's not too far. He's got pretty easy rotate towards this zone. If he was like down here, it'd be a lot harder. Ideally here, I think he wants to rotate this early while everyone else is rotating right now. Because if he waits too late, everyone in zone's going to be able to focus him. I probably would have rotated this early, but we'll see what he does here. He's still kind of just sitting, looking around. Nice, get some good tags there. I'm unlucky that he couldn't finish that off. He's still storm holding people, it's just he's not in zone yet. He's gonna be like one of the last people to rotate you now. We'll see if he uses like his launch pad or a rift. Because this is gonna be, I think, a really tough rotate to make on foot. Even though he doesn't have that far to go, everyone's in zone already. Yeah, he launch pads this. See, I think he could have saved that launch pad had he just rotated at the very beginning when everyone else was rotating. Because the few people that were in zone are more often looking at the people up in the air than someone that's like quickly rotating on the ground. And then if you start getting focused, you can box up and then launch pad later or whatever. But Launchpads gets himself in a pretty good high ground spot. Oh man, he almost broke down the builds with that edit. Did a good job of placing those ramps to his right to block off the line of sight from people on the other high ground. And he gets his next zone, which is really nice. Goes up a little bit once he realizes he has next zone. And is going to look to just probably beam anyone out of the air. Those ramps aren't super necessary because here's where he wants to have the line of sight. Now that he's on high ground and he can be the one to stormhold. He goes up a little bit more again. He has his glider redeploy, so he can be as like risky as he wants up here in the air. Nice. Catches this guy looking the other way. Glides over. He might even get to scoop some loot. Nice. Well, I don't know how worth that was necessarily. Trading his last... I don't know. Because he still has glider redeploys. An RPG is nice. We'll see. Interesting play, though. To, instead of, like, dropping his AR for that RPG and saving his Rift, and then, like, continue to branch out, he uses his Rift. Now he has 4 weapons with no heals. Let's see where he decides to land at. Nice. Lands close to the next zone on decently high ground. Instantly builds up a bit. This guy jumps in his face and doesn't put his builds away. Easy kill. Gotta learn how to pull out your builds, buddy. Or put away your builds and pull out your gun. Now he's on high ground. Got some mats back. Now we can just look to rain down RPGs. I hear someone in the air above him, I think. Their rifts are being popped. Another rift's popped. Yeah, he needs to be a little bit worried about the guys above him. That guy does... Oh, there's like 6 people above him. This is where I would like take out my drum gun and just start shooting straight up in the air to like encourage them to dive. I get mad anxiety when there's this many guys. Nice. So nobody decided to dive down and psycho him. They all just stayed up in the air as long as they could. Which is pretty lucky for Issa. Here's another one coming down. Doesn't decide to psycho. Another one coming down. Doesn't decide to psycho. Another one coming down. Doesn't decide to land on him. That's so lucky for like 10 people to all not try and contest height. Here's like an 11th person. Doesn't try and contest height. Oh my. He like accidentally killed that guy. More rifts going off. Let's see if any of them try and contest height. This is just like honestly crazy lucky. See, now that he's shooting up, this guy's forced to dive down. I think he did try and land on height, but he scuffed it. This is where like people are running pretty low on mats, so they will psycho you. I think they both accidentally missed. See, like right here, that's all it takes right there is one guy to land on height, and now boom, Issa doesn't have height anymore. Now he's super low on mats. Nice, good kill. Good job waiting for that guy. Gets pinched between two people and dies. Issa got pretty lucky that game for nobody to contest, like 12 people in a row, all to be like, nah, man, you can have height. I'm not going to try and go for it. Real quick, let me go back here right before he died. He did a really good job of holding a line of sight.
Oh, I got it. Oh.
Let me skip ahead. Right here. Holds this line of sight. I don't know why that guy decided to turn towards the gunfire, but he did.
Why?
Picks up a good kill there. Now this is where he's super low on mats. He sees this guy right here. Decides to drop down to get away from him.
You ready? Look.
Jumps up here. Now this is where he knows that guy's above him. The guy tagged him a bit. Good chance that he's going to end up like chasing it. He should have just turned around and built a wall. Instead, he gets hit for another like 75 there. Actually, he gets hit to one tap by that guy. And now he's so far into this zone, instead of hugging edge of zone, that now he's so far into the zone to where Mr. French here is joining in on this party. And he's just kind of dead. So playing edge of zone when you're really low on mats, like edge of zone, is usually the go-to. Still a really good game though. 6 kills, 22nd. Alright, so here we are, game 5. Issa's landing shifty again. Finds 2 SMGs in a bush. We'll see if he decides to use the bush. Got a pretty nice loadout already. Shoddy SMG AR. Looking for some shields. Drops the bush for boogies. I don't like using the bush either. Messes with my aim.
No, not edit it. It doesn't edit it for you. It just breaks the wall in place.
Oh, Jesus. Runs right up on this guy. Out of mats. Oh, it's Vorwin. Boogies himself and Vorwin. Gotta assume that Vorwin's like out of mats. Yep. Does a good job of knowing that like early on in the game, people aren't going to have that many mats. So since he kept the double SMG, he's able to just spray and spray and spray till he's out of mats. Get some chip tags in. Then when he's completely out of mats, just finish him off. Vorwin even had a drum gun, Jesus. Now he's got some health, he's got some mats. Sees the guy over at side house. Oh my. For not having any shields, this guy's a psycho. Decides to not even go for the heavy snipe. But now he's tagged him white, knows he's weak. Gonna bait him into pickaxing his wall, and boom. Instantly just goes for the shots. That's ideally how you want to play if you don't have super low ping. If you're not able to steal other people's walls, you want to bait them into either like making themselves vulnerable or starting to pickaxe your wall, hitting them with a quick edit. And since you can't pump them anymore, either having the tack out and getting a couple tack shots in, or just spraying with the drum gun, SMG, whatever it is. So now he owns Shifty again. Still has no heals though. There he found a big pots carry. We'll see what he ends up leaving Shifty with for his loadout.
We'll take Firkin for a try though. Firkin, let him do it.
Leave Shifty with 4. Oh no, he's still in Shifty. Someone just rotated in on him. He's got 4 weapons and 1 shield. This guy surely hears him reloading the heavy snipe. There's that stair above that brick floor that he's sitting under to where he can't build a cone. To where Issa could exploit that and just jump right in on him. That's risky though, because if he has traps, puts Issa in a bad spot. Oh, he's ready for it. Reloads a heavy snipe, just takes his fight slow. The guy below him's not trying to do anything fancy yet. Edits the stair to get a good line of sight on him. I think he's still just holding floor. Nice. That was really, really good.
Hold on. I didn't get this down.
Issa baited him to think that he was going to be heavy sniping the wall. Quickly goes back up and heavy snipes through the roof. Let's watch that again. That was really good by Issa. Takes that cone back so the guy can't have double protection over his head. Boom. And even the way that he placed the stair, it wasn't a stair facing the box, it was sideways. If he made the stair 90 degrees more to the right, so it was like facing the box, then the guy that was inside would have been back to focusing the roof above. But since he made it sideways, it gave him a chance to either heavy snipe the wall or the floor above super easy. That was really good. Skip ahead again. See what loadout he decides to rock this game. Still only carrying one heal, just that big pot. The guy that he killed had at least one mini. So instead of running double heals, he's still rocking 4 weapons. And this is likely why Issa's placements weren't as high as the other people that qualified. Because Issa just rocked a super aggressive loadout every game so far. He's looking to get his points through elims. Issa's really just standing out in the open. I don't know if I like this. It's making me nervous. He's just standing here forever. He's just waiting. Okay, yeah, he's waiting for this guy to start pickaxing. Nice. Nice. That was really good patience. Waited for the guy to start pickaxing the metal above him. He kind of got greedy, started harvesting those mats above. And Issa just crouch walked his whole way in. Guy had no audio of Issa sneaking up. Heavy sniped the wall, jumped in. Bap. There he drops a big pot for 5 minis. Oof, got hit by a bow, went back. He knows he has his big pot back here. No big deal. Back up to full health. Trying to get up to the slipstream. So Issa doesn't really necessarily prioritize his positioning within the zone as much as most other players do. He's mostly concerned about like where he can get kills, where he can potentially sneak up on someone or find himself some easy elims. He actually isn't even basing up by the vent. He decides to take it closer towards the middle of zone, but still is based up pretty close to the vent. Zone's not far.
Did you let go of your mouse?
There's no vent inside this next zone, though. No geysers either.
Did you copy my
Constantly looking around. Nice. Picks up that kill there. Just looking around, seeing who's shooting at who, and who can I third party here. Issa does a really, really good job of third partying. Replenishes mats, builds himself a little tunnel towards next zone. Still rocking the same loadout. Oh, there is a vent. Okay, yeah, there's a vent right here that you can take. But I don't think that there's any vents in next zone. It's a slipstream. Once again, doesn't base up on the very edge. Just gets a little ways into zone. Bases up right next to another guy that you can maybe start chipping away at his builds. We'll see ya. I was going to see base up out of brick instead of wood. Brick or metal is really good to base up out of. You never really want to base up out of wood. Pretty much only want to use wood for rotating. Heavy snipes in. Replay lagged. He got hit a decent amount there, actually. Still picked up the kill. Plays very good and very sneaky with the heavy sniper. He got next zone too. Dang, that's crazy. He has 4 launch pads. He has so much mobility here. So here, he's not really focusing anyone coming from edge of zone. He's finally now focusing them now that everyone's already rotated into the next zone. Ideally, I think he would have wanted to have focused the guys rotating in earlier. But at the same time, like, it's all situational. Like, depending on what's going on around you, how many people are based up near you. You can't tunnel vision towards gatekeeping. I'm also not a super big fan of like this base that he's sitting in. It's pretty like wide and open to where someone could like sneak a wall and beam him from behind. Pretty good zone again. He's got 4 launch pads. He could pick up that redeploy as well. Here, now that it's late game, I think it's worth dropping the AR for a redeploy. I didn't really see what else was in that stack there. But having both a drum gun and AR is not really that necessary. Or dropping the heavy snipe. I think having 4 weapons this late in the game isn't super necessary. Good job of keeping the pressure on guys that are stuck fighting each other. Alright, zone's moving now. Interesting that he ran that way to place the launch pad. Hold on, I wonder if I can... Oops. I wish I could zoom in on that map. How far can I zoom in here? There's gonna be so many nameplates. Let me go back to right... Okay. So this is like... You can decently well see this. He was like over here towards like this bottom side of the zone that was rotating this way. And he rotated all the way back up towards the middle to place the launch pad. Where I think... For like the same amount of mats, he could have like just kept going along the edge of this zone and had a lot safer route to place the launch pad. But I mean, either one works. I just think that it's always best to move along with the edge of the zone than towards the middle of the zone. Middle of the zone, you just have people from this side that can be shooting you, people back here shooting at you, people from this side are shooting at you. Whereas when you're on the edge, you have the storm protecting you on your backside. Still has 3 launch pads, like insane amount of mobility. 38 still alive. This is a really stacked endgame. He has plenty of mats, so he builds up a bit. Playing from mid ground now. Just looking at anyone he could get tags on. When you have that much mobility, it's good to land. Ideally, you want to land on as far towards the next zone as you can, and then go up a couple levels, and then look to stormhold people. Landing right in the middle is fine. Just looking around, seeing who we can stormhold, looking for any tags. Here's where you'll see a lot of pros, instead of doing window edits, they'll do like an entire like half of their wall. They'll edit out just to give them more line of sight on people. Oh dang, oh no, he lost 2 launch pads. Uh-oh. Oh no. The replay system kind of bugged. I didn't really see what happened. And then he got rifted. Oh my god. Wow. That's pretty crazy that he made it out of that. The replay system bugged on the first launch pad. I didn't really see what happened. But I'm guessing same thing, like he hit the roof above him. Or he hit some floor above him. Which is why, yeah, it's always good to be looking up. Good job of like right there as he's diving down. He dives back towards the guy on high ground so he could go under his builds to keep him safe from the guy on high ground that's looking to beat people. Mitro still gets him though. Unlucky. Let me go back and quickly let me see if I can figure out what happened to these launch pads. Base is up. Got some tags. Get some tags. I think he placed one there and he placed one here as well. Which, oh, he just built a floor above him. Sometimes it's best to like place the launch pad out in the storm. Just like one square out in the storm. Because usually there's no builds above you there. That's just unlucky. He built that right as he placed the launch pad. And then sent him all the way to the low ground with all these builds. Nowhere to go above him for an open launch pad. That was just pretty unlucky.
No, he did. He literally broke it and then placed it again.
He took so much storm damage because of it. 8 kill, 4th place. Let's get it. He says that shift again. He decided to go to the houses this time. Hit upside houses. Yeah. Oh my god, there's a lot of people here too.
Oh god.
Wow, didn't find a gun, so he has to launch pad away. Oof. Oh my god.
I got the clicks macro.
That's scary. That is so scary. He's lucky he found that launch pad. That's so lucky. All he has, but again, it's unlucky that he didn't find a gun. But barely gets away. Probably just gonna go straight up to battle bus. Hope that there's chests there. I'm surprised he hasn't taken his big pot. Now he's got decent weapons. Oh, he found a drum gun too? Okay, yeah, he's kind of set now. He's able to go back into Shifty, get his revenge.
Your mic's really bad. It's like your webcam mic. It's your webcam mic.
Exploits his way in. Nice.
I'll turn mine on. I'll turn mine on. Yes.
He has a good amount of ammo here to spray. Oh, wow. This guy did a really good job of trading back a shotgun shot.
No, that's not Alienware. It's the Alienware case that his brother built.
He's just waiting for this guy to expose himself a bit. He just still has plenty of mats. Oh, jeez. This guy's playing it really careful against Issa. He probably knows that it is Issa. Ends up getting this med kit off, which is kind of crazy. Notice how Issa's not doing anything crazy. He's not trying to build up for high ground here. He knows he's weak. Oh my god. I'm going to be so curious to see how he pulls this off. Nice.
It doesn't place 100% of the time.
Repositions a little bit.
Yeah.
He's out of heals. He has to find a way to get some damage off. Still just playing it super patient. He has zone. He's just kind of hoping that somebody third parties the guy above him probably. I'm not sure what that was. Doing a little playground tactics, baiting him to think that he's going out that way. Glad to know I'm not the only one that chokes their edits.
Yeah, thanks. I kind of like how it's like a 50-50 because it kind of like it's like air. It's like I'm messing up. Yeah.
Wow. Really nice double edit there. Let's go back and watch that again slower.
So I'm gonna keep it how it is.
He played that like perfectly well.
Like that.
Got himself on the ramp ready to go. He sees the guy edit down to go for a pickaxe again. Double edits, just jumps into his face. Hitting double edits that quick and that consistently on controller is pretty tough. Really good job of like turning that back around for how shambles of a situation he was in. Good job, Issa. So let's see if he's able to find anything else. Oh, a supply drop came down right next to him. Oh, that's huge. Gets the supply drop with 2 slurps, a gold scar. I don't know if that was a turret or a launch pad in there. Let me see.
It breaks the wall, places one, and takes out my gun. All on like.
That was a launch pad. He got a launch pad, 2 slurps, and a gold scar out of this. That's insanely lucky. Oh my god. Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, no, I don't need it tomorrow. It doesn't make sense you can do it. You can just
Looks for beams from high ground on people fighting down the slipstream. Oof.
No, I'm not gonna use
Doesn't overcommit to any of that though. Just looks for, hopefully he can get a good shot. Keeps taking shots. Jumps down, he's probably gonna take the slipstream himself. After getting a little bit of mats.
my ping is good though.
So this is heading into second zone.
Is it place? Check it.
Yo, look at all these players base up right here. Middle of second zone, right by the slipstream.
Okay.
With the slipstream, you don't necessarily have to be middle of this zone. You can be anywhere along the slipstream and be fine because you have that mobility to use.
It's your whatever you. Oh. You didn't.
But then again, basing up in the middle of second zone will like, you can invest like 150 mats to building like a base right next to slipstream and have a good chance of like still having the zone. So you don't have to like reposition it all and you can just hold people on their way. Issa decides to base up somewhere he's like close to the slipstream and is able to get metal. Takes it to zone 3. Bases up close to the slipstream. Has someone land right above his head. Is that wall to his right open? That has to be a bug. There's no way that he's just standing there with an open wall.
On the dot. Push the middle button.
Starting like zone 3 is where like you want to look for like to third party, but you don't necessarily want to like get into, definitely don't want to get into a build fight or anything. Look to third party, look for free tags. Try to not get into any build fights. Build himself a little bit closer to the slipstream. Yeah, it's a bugged wall. There has to be a wall there. Rotates with the storm. Takes the slipstream towards the middle of this zone. Trading aggression with this guy. Nice. I love holding this edit. If he goes for a window edit here, he can just finish off this edit and laser the guy. I really like this edit. Boom. Just like that. Waits for him to go for the window edit, drops down, takes a 50-50, and wins it. Nice. Drinks a slurp, carries the minis. He loves carrying 4 weapons. Such an aggressive loadout. Which, again, like, you trade off, like, having mobility, having extra heals to get you farther on in the game. but he's able to just pull off so many kills with this loadout. So if you tend to be a more aggressive player, this isn't necessarily a bad strategy. Ends up picking up the impulse grenades. Interesting. Doesn't have a ton of AR ammo either. Let's see how he rotates this. Impulses back to this launch pad. I like it. Wow. Only takes 8 storm damage too. That's nice. That was good use of that impulse. And gets edge of this zone, which is ideal. Works his way up a little bit. Looking around, seeing if there's anyone he can get free tags on, anyone that's fighting, they could third party. Still 39 alive. He doesn't have a bunch of ammo either. He can't just be spraying people. He needs to use his ammo just for people that are out in the open. It's a good try. Once you see them like recognize that you're shooting at them and they start turbo building, it's not good to keep spraying. You just waste your ammo. He got a really good zone here. He has a good chance to storm hold. Surprised he doesn't have that window open. He's looking the wrong way. He should be looking that way. He's more focused on rotating than storm holding, which is fine. Trying to get in those placement points. Good use of these impulses, man. I've never seen anyone do that. Use impulses to get them to a faraway launch pad. Good job of going up a level so he's off low ground. He knows that those two guys are really close to each other. Applying pressure to them's good. Starts snaking through, but he doesn't have his back very well protected. But it's fine. See, like right there, his back wasn't blocked off. Still looking to get tags off. He's running super low on ammo here. Far zone on this one. He still has a launch pad. Oof. One thing that like Issa could improve on the most, like very good player, very good at getting kills, but like every time that he places a launch pad, he should look up first. Make sure that there's nothing above him if he has time to. Sometimes like you're in the heat of the moment, you just have to like hope that nothing's above you. But like there, I think the storm wasn't like right on his back. He has plenty of base health. Quickly taking a peek up, seeing what's above you before placing it could be huge. He uses another good, he's really good at using impulses. Running pretty low on mats here. He's gonna have to go for a kill here. Nice. Has to drop down for the mats. Hits his shots, perfect. Doesn't scoop up any AR ammo yet though. Still has no AR ammo picked up. That sucks. He's going on a rampage though. Nice, good edit down. Really good job of keeping himself protected here. Hugging edge of zone. Almost out of builds again. Drops down. He's like out of mats. So instead of like running in towards those builds, he quickly turns around, sprints towards edge of zone. It's a good move. Tries to get under this guy's builds. Nice. Now he's a little bit too far into zone. Good. He goes right back. Starts hugging edge of zone again. Gets himself in a little bit of a safe spot. Goes back around. Keeps playing edge of zone. Nice. Wow. 6 HP. Didn't get too many builds from that. There's brick off to his right. He got it. Uses it all pretty quick. Right here, I'd have an edit open right now. Once he saw him there, could have just had that edit open. Hopefully gotten some quick tags on him. Good job of dodging those shots. He played that well. Did a good job of strafing the bullets. Not a bad game. Once again, 8 kills. Good placement. He played that one really well with playing edge of zone. Game 7. 7 kill first place. He had such a good middle run of the day. It's crazy. Issa likes to loot mines. And actually, the last game where he landed side houses, he almost died because of it. He likes to land mines. Heard those guys fighting over here. Gotta kill the green pistol. Let's go. Scoops up the mats. Very nice. Heads back towards his mines. Another big pot. SMG. His loadout's already like really good again. Drum gun. Oh my god, man. Finding all the drum guns. I think he hears the guy below him. Let me turn on damage effects quick. Shadow bombs. Just trying to find this guy. Still creeping around in the mines. God, that guy's playing like such a creep. Rog and tack drum gun. Oh my. Trying to get this big pot off. Or no, we got the slurp off. Really awkward spot here. Good use of the shadow bomb to reposition out there. Wow. Nice. Really good use of that shadow bomb. Jumps up in the guy's face. Forces a 50-50. Hits his shots. He's the beast. Now he has Shifty all to himself again. Got 2 kills. Easy points. I don't know what that little camera icon means. Likes to rotate up towards tilted. That's like his favorite rotation out of Shifty. Almost kills you out with a minigun in a slipstream. Nice. Finds that building pretty well untouched in here. Prefers the tack over the new shotgun. But this was no, this was. I think that they made the combat shotgun more consistent the day of this event. Finds a launch pad just chilling there. Topped off on minis now. Got shadow bombs. So now like it's later on in the day. Issa's got, instead of carrying 4 weapons, he's got 3. 1 heal, 1 mobility item. He pushes everything, man. He's not afraid. Nice. Nice. Not afraid at all to take these fights. That guy just decides to dip. Alright. Now he's got max mats. He's chilling. Zone 2 is really far. But he'll be able to slipstream like all the way there. Decides to jump out there instead of taking it all the way around. Interesting. Because he doesn't need mats. He probably would have been best off just sticking in the slipstream. Maybe he's looking for kills though. I don't know. Gets beamed on that rotate. Oh my god. 200 to 27. Wow. That's crazy. See, that's a disadvantage of taking the lift instead of the slipstream. Have to use these geysers up in the air for way longer than just taking the slipstream. But he's middle of zone 2. He's probably going to get next zone. We'll find out. Yep, got next zone. He's not based up on a geyser, but he has shadow bombs to get him to a geyser if need be. So he's just chilling, looking around. He has a ton of AR ammo because of those kills that he picked up. Low on health, so like finding a kill here would be huge. He's trying to force these guys to like be in a confrontation together. Oh jeez. Sees that guy edit a window towards him and just immediately backs off. Sees the window edit again, backs off again. Good job of like, while focusing where he's shooting, focusing on like the guys nearby, knowing when he's in danger and when he's not. Nice. Once again, waiting for a guy to get, just like grouping up on one guy. He's in a really safe spot with that mountain behind him. Doesn't really have to worry about anything behind him. This is one that I think it would be good for Issa to rotate late. He has so many people ahead of him that if he just waits for them to rotate first, he'll have a lot safer time. Nice. Did he? So he took that in the shadow form. Let me go back real quick. I think he took the vent or the geyser in the shadow form. And it took him like right to zone, but he was like hard to see the entire time instead of having to like glide down. Yeah. He takes it in shadow form, which is perfect. Makes a little base inside next zone. Makes actually a pretty big base inside next zone. Pretty much everyone's already rotated in. There's not really much storm holding to be done from back there. Far zone. I'm not sure if he has any vents close to him. Trying to tell what part of the map. He almost picked up this kill right here. He sees that the guy that died had both a med kit and campfire. Goes over, protects himself, bases up over all the loot. Isn't stingy with his mats. He knows that like getting this loot's like very important to like winning this game. Nice. I like that. He sees the guy going up to scoop up his minis. Cancels the med kit to catch the guy off guard. Lucky. I mean, it's kind of lucky that he was as weak as he was. But I really like that. Not afraid to pull out the gun when weak. He got more shadow bombs out of that too. He's able to just keep spamming these things. He should get to zone off this one. Notice how he's oof, he's almost in. Notice how he went towards the edge of the zone to keep rotating in as a shadow bomb instead of going all the way through, so that he ends up on this edge of the next zone. Unfortunately, he didn't grab his minis back on that guy that he killed. Playing it safe, 36 alive, getting close to top 25. Super far rotate. He can just launch pad this one. This is a good one to launch pad. There's so much ground that has to be covered here. Like, this zone moves very far. He could also wait and see if anyone around him uses a launch pad or a rift. We'll see how much looking around he does here. No, he just uses his own. He still has shadow bombs. Nice. I like this. He lands up off the ground a bit in a good spot to look back and just shoot at everybody. Didn't get that kill, but almost did. Rotates a bit earlier than he needs to. Probably could have kept storm holding a bit, but builds his way over towards the edge of zone again. Nice. Gets such a good angle on this guy. who this guy is thinking, man, there's going to be no one behind me. I've got Storm on my left-hand side. I'll be fine. And Issa plays far edge of zone. Gets himself in a good spot to beam him. Really well played. Gets 200 brick. Maxes out on metal. That was a huge kill for Issa. Gets another shadow bomb out of it. What else could he pick up? Zone goes back. Doesn't want to build too close to that zip line. If someone takes that zip line, for some odd reason, it could break his build. So stays away from the zip line. I like that peek a lot. Editing out that floor and just looking straight down. Doesn't get too close to that zip line. Keeps rotating edge of zone. Doesn't need to shadow bomb here, but saves himself some mats on this rotate. It's kind of hard to control yourself when you're shadow bombed. Nice. Gets good elevation off the ground. Now you just edit this floor. Yep, look straight down. Does a good job recognizing like who's currently like in a fight and is gonna be distracted and won't be building. He's really good at like listening for who's shooting and focusing them. He's gonna shadow bomb off. Doesn't really have the mats to contest height. Sees that it goes way off high ground. Gets a level off the ground. Good quick edit. Nice. Forces the fight, gets some mats back. Finds bandies to carry. Another drum gun. Sitting really good on health. He's got top 5 replacement points. He could pretty much win a heal off here, I think. Especially if he would have grabbed that other campfire back there. Letting everyone else kind of duke it out. Yeah, he needs to keep his head protected. Here's the guy drop down. And now he's sitting on height. 1v1. Nice. Good job of sitting on height. Waiting for the guy below him to leave himself vulnerable. Just jumps down on him. 7-kill win. Alright, game 8 here. Last game we'll be VOD reviewing. His last 2 games he died off spawn. So we'll see how Issa plays this last game. He makes it to endgame. Picks up 2 kills. Issa's so good about like getting a couple kills early and then getting a bunch of kills late game. Getting those early couple kills is huge to like secure your landing spot and get those couple easy points if you can win your fights off spawn. Lands mines again. Issa does really well when he lands mines. Got a pretty solid loadout. Man, he always finds like pump SMG AR, pump drum gun AR. Pretty quick on too. Some minis there. Nice. Sorry, let me jump back. Got a little bit ahead of myself there. Let's see how he plays this one out. Starts getting shot at. Immediately builds up a little bit for high ground. Stupid tree. Nice. The guy somehow ended up in like under his own stair. He owns this wall. Wow, he actually really hit his shots there. Good job by Issa hitting those. Man, Issa wins like almost every 50-50 he gets into. Man's got insane aim. So nice that Shifty has 2 campfires. Now he's got good mats, got a killer loadout. I want to see if and how he uses these stinks. He's using the new shotty here. I like to see that. In these games, though, I think I'd ideally want to, like, not have the stinks and, or, like, not carry the AR and go with, like, a mobility item like redeploys or shadow bombs. See where he takes the slipstream, too. This is still first zone. He likes rotating up on this hill.
Yeah.
Checking over tilted, checking if anyone's using the slipstream. Gets unfortunately head dinked there. Jeez.
It's because the gun cancels the. No. The guy said the gun cancels. Yeah, it's like. The gun cancels.
Where he's at right now, he's in zone 2, but like ideally you always want to have middle of zone 2. He's already invested like a decent amount of mats because of this guy pressuring him.
Yeah, the guy in the video said the gun cancels something.
He's getting dinked by everybody. It's unfortunate.
But
This guy will not leave him alone. Keeps topping off mats. Gets to the slipstream. Nice. Now let's see if he takes it to middle of zone 2. No. But he's based up next to the slipstream, so he doesn't have to be middle of zone 2. I was going to play this slow, wait to see next zone. What cone is he looking out of? Wood cone? Peeking out of a wood cone is usually a bad idea because they can see you inside the cone. Nice. Early rotates towards next zone. They throw tomatoes at each other like, hey man, let's just get to end game. You'll see people like Dubs doing that a lot. Dubs throws so many tomatoes. If he knows like, hey, I don't want to fight this guy, this isn't a fight I necessarily want to take, he'll just start tossing tomatoes. They'll leave each other alone. Uh-oh. I think Issa just broke the treaty. He did. Got shadow bombs away. Issa's gonna get a free medkit here. Let's see if he just keeps going as far as he can into the zone before he gets shot at. It's ideally what you'd want to do. Oh. Dude, he's getting hit by everyone this game. Let's go back and see that. He's had so many unfortunate, like, beams.
yeah.
Like, he's swinging a pickaxe at that guy so he doesn't get shot at. And as he's rotating down here, who is it that dinks him? Is it the guy above? Oh, my. Now he's, like, in a bad spot. Half of max mats, out of minis, 70 HP total. He makes it that far without getting a kill. That's crazy. Let's see. He keeps rotating. I don't know why he rotated again. Instead of just staying where he was. This is a safer spot, I guess. Nice. He gets a really good zone here. Oh my god. He's getting a little too greedy with like where he wants to end up. Like instead of just like getting edge of the zone, he kept going in farther. Only got tagged once though, but now he's like on the brink of death. Super low on mats. Here, I'd probably just be looking at anyone rotating from outside of zone towards inside of zone and just hoping I can hit someone out of the air. Got next zone. Super lucky. If he doesn't get next zone, if the zone goes opposite side here, he's in a bad spot. This is the first time I've seen Issa do this, sitting up in a cone and just looking around. Oh, he saw all that loot drop. I wonder, there must have not been any, oh, maybe there were heals, let's see. Branching over to get to this loot. Got a good amount of mats out of it. There he got the metal. Oh yeah, he got so many mats out of that. He got another pretty good zone. Oh, he got minis out of it too. Nice. I think he accidentally popped a shadow bomb. Something with like taking a mini and then like going back. I don't know. That's happened to me before. It's like a bug. Shadow bombs. Gets out of that little valley. Starts branching his way into next zone. Once again, he ideally wants to be looking back towards the storm. Back where he's going. This is good. This is a good move by him. Oof. That guy barely got away. Now he can pop a Shadow Stone. Pretty much just get to next zone off of it. Just gonna edit down on this guy. Nice. Catch this guy off guard. It's a nice double edit. Issa is really good about making plays off the double edit. Zone keeps going. He doesn't have his redeploys anymore. Has too many guys on his level, so he just jumps up one, but he actually ends up on a worse level because of it. But if there's too much going on your level, it's not a bad idea to jump up one. Accidentally drops down. Oh, it's because of like the vent or slipstream or whatever. Yeah, the vent. This is where, like, again, you want to be playing, like, edge of zone. Snaking along the edge of it. That vent messed him up. Actually, that kind of helped him. Gave him a little bit of a boost. Nope, yep. Gets up on another pretty good level here. Looks for shots down below. Zone goes back. Back under this lift. The move here is to take the lift up and land up on it. This is so awkward. 17 left. He's about to get more placement points. Oof, risky not covering his head. But he got himself to a pretty good spot here for being like only one build left. Playing edge of zone. He's a little bit too far ahead of edge of zone. But once again, he like recognized that there's a spot down there that he could get to hide and hopefully catch someone off guard. Yeah, see? He got killed by the guy that was playing edge of zone. He still got placement points, and it was 65. It's insane. It's like my biggest takeaways from watching Issa. He's like very, very, very good at winning 50-50s. And like he knows that. He'll like almost every one of his games, he definitely carried the most aggressive loadout out of anyone that I've seen from the weekend. Usually having 3, maybe even 4 weapons. Super accurate with his shots. Prioritizes most often like where he can go to like put himself in a good position to get kills rather than putting himself in a good position for like saving mats for endgame, or like he focuses more on the Elin part than the placement part. It seems like the games that he made it to endgame were more just because like you know, he popped off, got a bunch of kills, had a bunch of launch pads, had rifts, had whatever, but insane at just like being able to drop 8 kill games, 7 kill games. His like middle, like for how bad of a start he had and how bad of an end he had, he did so good during the middle. Yeah, definitely surprised by how aggressive of a loadout he had. one thing that like I think Issa could improve on more is just like his end game with either like going for high ground more or playing edge of zone more when he's super low on mats. One like mistake that he made quite often was like placing a launch pad with like a floor above him, just making sure that like when he places those launch pads, it's somewhere that like there's nothing above him. But those are just like minor things. Insane player. I'm glad I was able to VOD review him. It's good to see a controller player qualify for the World Cup. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoy doing these VOD reviews. Hopefully I still have to edit it all, chop it down. Hopefully it ends up being decently short and not boring. If you guys have any feedback, feel free to let me know. Toss in the comments below. Give me some feedback on it. Let me know who you guys would like me to VOD review in the future. Because I do a good amount of VOD reviews off stream and like just like on my own time. So if you guys have anyone that you really want me to VOD review, let me know. If you aren't already following me on Twitch, please do so. I stream pretty often. And yeah, I look forward to making the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll do it next time.